Hello, everyone. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin finally he gave a brief statement and he wanted to assure the American people and the media about the four objects that were shot down in American airspace. He wanted to assure the American people, but in my opinion, he failed to assure the American people, and I think he rather made the American people even more worried. He made the media even more worried and suspicious, as well as questionable, and asking questions about these objects. The statement didn't include any kind of information. There were only assumptions. Really, he said it didn't pose a threat to civilians or military installations, but it could have affected aircrafts and civilian aviation and civil aviation and stuff like that. To be honest, it seems like Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, imagine the Secretary of Defense of the US, the US Secretary of Defense, he has zero information about these objects. He was in a hurry. This is another thing that I noticed about him. Why he was in a hurry? Because he has no information, specific valuable information about the three or the four objects that were shot down. And he also said that they haven't gathered any debris so far. Four objects were shot down, but they didn't gather any debris. I mean, this is completely a mysterious and vague situation. The Biden administration makes it even more vague and mysterious. Why? I don't know. A country that is very technologically advanced, especially in air, space, and launching airspace missions and traveling to the moon and stuff like that, they failed to know what's happening in US airspace, and they failed to identify these objects, four objects. It is a complete failure, in my opinion, for those responsible. And I hold Joe Biden responsible for this. He is silent. Some people say he is in a vacation right now. This is very disturbing. Mr. Joe Biden, meanwhile, is completely silent. I think he must hold a press conference and take all questions from the press about these objects, including the Chinese spy or surveillance balloon. This is what should happen. But apparently, the Biden administration, including the US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, whether there are two things here: whether they have no information, this is a failure, or maybe they are hiding sensitive information from the public. If you are hiding sensitive information, tell the people, tell the media that these are classified information. We can't disclose them yet. But for you to keep the situation completely vague like this, and you say it's just not gonna hurt or pose a threat to civilians or military installations. I completely didn't like the statement that Lloyd Austin gave. He answered only two questions. Again, he was completely undecided. Maybe, I think he didn't have any information. He just wanted to assure the American people, to assure media outlets. I think you are now under attack because you haven't delivered any tangible real information about these objects. In addition to all of this, maybe President Joe Biden, he doesn't take the situation seriously. Maybe he thinks it is just something flying in the sky, and maybe it is something just that we have to ignore, or he underestimates the threat. Even if it doesn't pose a threat, you must give every single information, and you have to come in a press conference to talk about this. But for you to keep silent about it, I think you have to be criticized. There is no question about that. Yes, because you are silent. You are not saying anything about it. And you ignore and avoid taking questions from reporters about these objects. I mean, come on. No, this is completely unacceptable, and the people of the US completely don't accept this situation. CNN, they said that they managed to gather debris. So they say they gathered debris, the Ministry of Defense or the FBI or whoever. So this is contradictory to what Lloyd Austin just said. He said they haven't gathered any debris from the shutdowns. So complete contradictions, complete vagueness here. There is no transparency whatsoever, or they don't know what's going on. This is a huge failure if you don't recognize or understand what's going on in your airspace. People want to know what these objects are.